everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Montoya, and on this channel we bridge spirituality with practicality and we get real deep while keeping it real. So I want to talk about something that's very relevant right now as we are going through this whole COVID-19 pandemic, all of this stuff. You know, we're living in a new normal and no one really knows where we're going to go from here. So I want to talk about conscious content consumption. And this is something that is so important all the time, but especially now. So I don't know about you guys, but I have seen that there is so much free content. Every person I follow is pushing out free programs and free live trainings and free courses and all of these free products and services that people are launching. And more than ever, people are posting on social media with their thoughts and their opinions. I mean, you're watching content right now as we speak, and it's amazing and wonderful, and I love seeing people create and putting out their ideas and their thoughts and their work. But okay, this can be extremely overwhelming. Like, I was getting overwhelmed last week because I found myself watching this live Facebook training, and halfway through it I was like, why am I watching this? I'm not even interested in this. Like, what's going on? And I think when there is so much content being pushed at us, we almost feel like we have to take advantage of it all because, you know, what if it goes away? Like, there's all this free content, we need to absorb it all now before it's gone. There's a few things wrong with this. First of all, when we operate like that, we're coming from a lack mentality, as if there is eventually not going to be enough. And you guys know operating from lack is never a good thing because we're putting out that signal to the universe that we don't have enough, there isn't enough, there's never going to be enough. And so therefore we're just going to attract that reality. And also operating from this place, it just makes us feel like we need to constantly be consuming. We need more, we don't have enough. And that is when we literally get overwhelmed and burnt out. And that's where I found myself last week, where I was watching this video and I was like, what am I doing? I'm just wasting my time. And for me personally, when I am consuming that much content, it completely burns me out of wanting to create my own content. The other important thing to remember right now is that with this COVID-19 pandemic we're experiencing, there are so many different opinions and thoughts. You know, even if it's just like the news, having the news on all day long on repeat and hearing about all the terrible things going on in the world, because that's what the news does. It just instills fear in us, because how are we controlled? Well, when we're in fear, we're much easier to be controlled. So step number one, stop watching the news. I know that some people want to feel like they know what's going on in the world. You want to stay informed. Okay, fine. Watch 10 minutes of the news a day and then turn it off. But you don't need to have the news on 24/7 all day, every day. And with social media, you know, everyone has an opinion as to why this whole COVID thing is happening, and everyone has different perspectives, and it's beautiful that we get to share and express those on social media, or even if it's through like a podcast or something. But it can get to be too much, to the point where you're like, I'm consuming all of these people's opinions and ideas and thoughts about what is happening, and it's gotten to the point that I don't even know what I actually believe. Now, this can be a very dangerous thing, because when you don't even know what you believe, you don't know if a thought is your true thought or if it's just something that you heard from Susan over there on her Instagram story. This can be really dangerous because you might actually be programming yourself with things that are not even your own thoughts. They're not even your own beliefs. And you might not even be conscious of this process happening. It just naturally happens as we consume so much content. Our subconscious is being programmed with certain things. So what can you do to, number one, stop this from happening and start taking matters into your own hands and really take your power back? Like I said, step number one, please turn off the news. If you need to feel like you know what's going on in the world, which, by the way, the news most of the time doesn't even accurately depict what's going on in the world, so it's kind of an illusion, but that's a whole other thing. But if you feel like you need your news, try to find a source that is as neutral and unbiased as possible. I know it's hard to do in the news media world. Number two, I would say, is go through your social media, unfollow anyone who is posting things that just doesn't make you feel good or is posting so much that you feel really overwhelmed. And if that means you have to unfollow me, I don't care. That is totally fine. You do you. Step number three is, I would say, put a time on how much content you're consuming throughout the day. So maybe you're only on Instagram for an hour a day and then that's it. You gotta put your phone away. Maybe you can only listen to 2 podcasts a day. I mean, do what feels good for you, but you need to start putting limits on yourself if you're feeling overwhelmed and just feeling like it's too much. And the last and most important step is to get back in touch with what you believe. This is where we come back to my number one philosophy, which is that we already have the answers within us. We don't need anyone out there telling us what is true. Because again, something that's true for you might not be true for somebody else. And that is literally how the world works. Like, each human being has a different perspective of reality. Just think about that for a second. What you perceive as reality is not the same as what Susan perceives as reality. So you are literally living in different realities. That's fucking crazy. And here we are as humans going through life thinking that every other person is experiencing the same shit as us. It's not true. Find your own truth. Create your own truth. If someone is putting a message out there that doesn't resonate with you and makes you feel constricted and closed off and not good, then that message is not for you. And you don't have to keep consuming it. It's your choice. I encourage you to take some time to detox off of social media, put the news away, put your phone away, put your computer away, get quiet, meditate, journal, go for a walk, do what you gotta do to feel good, and ask yourself, what do I believe? Why do I think this is happening right now? What is this teaching me? What am I learning from this process? Because I guarantee you what you're learning and what you're meant to learn throughout this entire COVID experience is very different from what your neighbors are supposed to learn, your friends are supposed to learn, your family's supposed to learn. And those people cannot tell you what you're supposed to be learning during this time. Only you can know that. And also a bonus tip here, if you're a creative person like me, if you are someone who enjoys creating on social media and creating content, I want to encourage you to start creating more than you're consuming. And I mean create a lot more than you're consuming, because then your energy will be going into creation rather than consumption. And by the time you're done creating, you will not want to consume as much as you have been, I guarantee you. This will also help you get back to sharing a message that actually feels authentic to you and really resonates with you, because you'll get really clear on what you're actually believing throughout all of this and not what other people are believing. And then you're putting out an authentic message to the world rather than what everyone else is preaching about, and you just feel like you should be sharing that message as well, even if you don't actually believe it. This is why conscious consumption of content right now is so crucial, and it's so important to take a little break from all of the content and connect back to yourself and get really clear on what you believe and what feels true for you. Nothing can discount your truth. It is valid and it is perfect. So I hope this helps. I know we're living in very unique times, but aren't we always? Start with turning off the news and unfollow people on your social media channels who just aren't resonating or feeling good anymore. And that alone is a great first step, because you will already feel a weight lifted once you do that. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave comments, questions down below, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.